So a friend of mine just posted something on WhatsApp and it's very interesting and I want us to talk about it. Are POP ceilings really death traps?
Jesus Christ! Wow!
I think this topic is something we need to actually discuss once and for all in the real estate space and in the engineering space. POP ceilings. So we have series of events where people are complaining that their POP ceilings are dropping. I installed my POP ceiling, it has come down more than once, it has come down more than twice. And though we can attribute a lot of these things to maybe poor workmanship, poor materials, and a lot of other factors. There are a lot of factors that actually causes POP to crack. So I'm going to be sharing my own personal experience with you. So these are things that I've experienced personally with POP and a lot of these things. So we are going to also be discussing alternatives to POP. So what other alternative do you have to installing POP in our structure that still comes out fine and pleasing? At the end of the day, POP is just really for aesthetics. If not for aesthetics, we should be sticking to the old ceiling and the old ceiling method that we used to normally build in our house in the 90s and in the 80s, right? So over a period of time, you have been having different complaints on people concerning their POP dropping. My POP dropped, POP is a killer material and all. I want to debunk the fact that POP is actually a bad material or a bad option for your ceiling, and it's also a killer material. POP is actually a very nice feel, gives your building a very nice finish and all that if properly done. Now, so why do your POP drop? So your POP drop or crack because of many reasons. So now let's even talk about it cracking and it dropping is actually two different things. So your POP can crack and not drop, and your POP can drop without even cracking, just all of a sudden boom, and just that's it here. So one of the major reasons why POP crack over the years from my own experience is due to differential settlement. So differential settlement is if your building starts moving, maybe where you built your house is not really a stable ground, and then the earth is moving, so your building is moving, you can start noticing crack on your walls, your POP respond to that crack and also start cracking. POP ceiling is a very brittle and very rigid material, so it doesn't allow tolerance to movement. Any movement that comes with it just cracks, it just gives way immediately. So the response to earth movement is crack, you get, for POP material. So that is it. So one of the major reasons why your POP will fall is one, bad workmanship, poor quality materials and water leaks on your POP. So bad workmanship on your POP, if you actually engage guys that are not skilled or specialized in doing this type of ceiling, can also make your POP to drop. So we also have that water leaks. POP, what POP does is POP absorbs water. So that's when you notice that if your roof is leaking and is dropping in your POP, what is going to now happen to the POP over time is that you'll notice that that particular region where the water is dropping is now going to appear soaked. So that soaked sand is a sign to show that your POP might soon drop, because as it's getting soaked, it's getting more. POP is a very heavy material, very heavy. I tried carrying one and it was not very heavy. So as it's getting soaked, it's increasing the weight on that roof that you install the POP, because POP is normally hanged either to the noggin on your roof or to your slab. So it's increasing the weight on it. If the support fibers they used to actually tie this POP to your roof is not actually strong enough, it will later give way. Water weakens it over time. Once this water is constantly going on the POP, it weakens it over time, and then that is one of the reasons why it's going. Now there are two special ways that POP drop. So if you are building a bungalow for instance, and you anchor your POP fibers to the noggins of your roofing, is actually way more safer, because of, even though that particular POP crack is very difficult for it to drop because of it's properly anchored to the noggins, except when rare cases where maybe the noggins is too light or it doesn't have enough strength to be able to carry this POP. But in most cases, on POP for bungalows, in most cases you'll notice that they just crack and then they hardly fall. So the one that falls very well is the POP that you connect to your slab. The POP you anchor to your slab most times is the one that you normally give way. So this is now what causes your slab POP to drop most times. So now what used to happen is this will be majorly this is one of the key reasons. There'll be leakage from your slab. Let's say your plumbing system is not properly done, the pipe you use is leaking somewhere. So there'll be leakage from your slab, and normally we have already established the fact that water in your POP makes your POP very heavy. So it makes it heavy and then makes it prone to falling, right? So now the leakage will now give rise to water dropping on your POP. Your POP will absorb this water over time, increase the weight. So once the support on the slab can no longer hold this weight, it will give way and then it will. So that is it for POP. POP is not a bad material. It only falls if it's not properly done, it's absorbing water, poor quality material, and a lot of all those kind of things. And then I've explained the different type of POP. That POP for normal roof doesn't really just give way like that, except it's extremely poorly done. If it's done normally, you should not give way. The worst of it is that to just crack. So the one that normally give way is the one on your decking. And on your decking, because if water is seeping through your decking to your POP absorb this water, become more heavy, and then gives it is now prone to the, so it gives it enough weight, and then it's subject to falling anytime soon. So what other alternatives do we have to using POP for our building that still gives us this aesthetics that we are looking for? We have other types of ceiling that still works and still give you this POP design. We have the gypsum board, and also have polystyrene POP. So for me, I think one of my favorites, my recent favorite now, has been the polystyrene POP. Why do I actually go for polystyrene POP? Because one, is actually very affordable. Polystyrene POP for me has been my recent favorite. It ticks a lot of boxes. It's cheaper, it's lightweight, it doesn't absorb water, so means no matter how water is dripping on it, what makes it to fall is the weight. Once the weight is more, the POP is prone to falling. Polystyrene is very, very lightweight material, so normally it doesn't even have weight on its own. So no matter how we anchor the nails to your decking, it has enough friction to be able to carry polystyrene, a very weightless material. Even though water is dropping on it, it doesn't absorb water, and it does, if POP is falling because of weight, this one will not absorb water, so it's not going to even increase in weight beyond what was beyond the normal weight that it has, and all that. So that is just it. I think when POP is falling, we should not just totally cancel POP. We might want to explore other options of POP designs like the polystyrene POP or the gypsum board POP. I've been Engineer Emmanuel. See you on the next one.